Welcome back to the Astro Experience. Today we have Capricorn moons, okay? If you see me looking down over here, that's because I got my notes. Just a few things I want to touch on to make sure I don't forget anything, okay? Patreon is absolutely up and active. I do have a $5 membership if you cannot afford the $10 membership. You will still get access to free Big 3 interpretations, early access to certain videos, as well as exclusive videos, but you will not understand the totality of your birth chart, okay? So jumping into Capricorn moons, okay? This is also a very tricky placement because the moon is debilitated in Capricorn. During the upbringing of a Capricorn moon, you may have felt like you have to be your own parent. The moon also represents feminine energy and mother figures in astrology. So your mother may have been emotionally cold or emotionally distant. The relationship with your mother wasn't really a parent-daughter or a parent-son relationship. You may have felt like it really wasn't a parent relationship with them. Whether they was your friend, you felt like they were your friend to a certain degree, but more times than not, if your moon is in Capricorn, you may feel like you have to be their parent sometimes. You're the one that has to give them advice. You may feel a little bit more mature than your parents. You may see the mistakes that they make and be like, that's trivial, that's childish, you should know better. You may help them with their problems at times. And then growing up, when you face roadblocks and blockages and obstacles and things like that, they may not really be able to help you to the level that you wish they could, okay? So you may grow up and it's like, I have to be my own parent. That's the thing with a lot of Capricorn moons and even Capricorn sun signs also. You may feel like you have to be your own parent. You were a very emotionally mature kid, but that has its downsides also because you never really felt like you had the freedom or the ability to actually be a kid when you were a kid. You had responsibilities placed on you at a young age. So you never really felt like you could hang out as much as you wanted to, or you could relate to other kids your age. All of your friends may have been older. All of your friends may have been more responsible. You never really gravitated toward the people in your age bracket like that. And even if you did, you felt like you had to be their parent because you were always the more responsible one when it comes to people your age. You always had to be the strong one in your family or your friend group. You always had to be the one to keep things together, to bring everybody together, to be that rock for people. But especially growing up like that and then getting older, it's like, okay, I'm here for everybody, but who's actually here for me? I can take care of these people emotionally and physically and give them advice, make sure they're okay, cater to other people's needs, but who's going to cater to me? I'm the strong one, but do you really care if I'm okay? And if you are that strong person in other people's lives, people may ask you, how are you doing? You may even say, I'm good. But deep down inside, Moon and Capricorn people, they struggle a lot. And it may not show a lot. You may have such a tough exterior that it's like you don't want anybody to see your weakness. That's also something that these people struggle with. You don't like seeming weak. You don't like asking for help. You don't like being vulnerable, okay? You share that with Scorpio moons because Moon in Capricorn is debilitated, but the moon in Scorpio is at its full, okay? It's at its lowest point. Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So you replace that, the feeling of weakness, the feeling of having a low self-esteem, you replace that with passion, motivation, and work ethic. So as you get older and everything, you may start to become a workhorse. You may start to put your discipline and your motivation and your work ethic first because you're trying to compensate for the lack of self-esteem that you have. Because a lot of Capricorns are very insecure people, but you may never know that because they seem so stable. They seem so put together. They seem like they have everything. But Capricorn moons, they know deep down inside, they're always working towards something. And that's a good thing in and of itself. But the reason why you're working towards something is because there's like a void in you. You don't have a lot of emotional reassurance within yourself. But as you get older, you'll start to see like, okay, I can actually be secure within myself first. All right. So learning how to balance your work ethic with self-care and like self-love, that's going to be very pivotal for Capricorn moons. You are very strong. Moon and Capricorn people are very strong people. They can be very reserved, but they have a lot of emotions going on inside, but they don't know how to relate it like that. When they try to relate it, it may seem like there's a block. And it's not even because they don't want to be vulnerable. That can play a little bit into it also, but it's because they're not super connected to their emotions like that. They replace their emotions with logic and reasoning and practicality. So whenever a Capricorn starts to have deep emotions and deep vulnerabilities, they replace that with discipline, motivation, and work. So a lot of times these people try to work through their problems. They try to dive their head into work when they go through emotional turmoil. So that's how you'll know when these people is like crying out for help almost. They dig their head into work. You might never see them. They may be at work 24/7. They come home, they work on their side projects, and then they may go to the gym a lot. They're always doing something, okay? That's how you know that these people are running from emotional baggage and emotional issues. They run from it, and then they run to work to compensate for that, all right? So that's a gym. That's a gym for y'all, okay? But if it's one thing about a Capricorn moon, you guys know how to take care of yourselves. You guys know how to make sure yourself is good first, okay? It may not be emotionally, but you know how to make sure you're okay physically. You guys are master meal preppers. Like, y'all got adulting 101 down pat. Y'all got all y'all bills taken care of. And just you being a Capricorn moon, if you want something, you're going to get it. Even if you don't have it, you're going to work to make sure you're going to get it, okay? And then another thing with Capricorn moons, you can be very bougie, okay? And for some signs, that's not as good because they don't have the work ethic to back it up. But with Capricorn moons, they will work their ass off until they get whatever they want. So with that, I feel like that's a positive because you guys can be very bougie. You guys can like the finer things in life, but you also have the walk to back up the talk. And I actually like that about you guys. You guys make sure your loved ones are okay. Very caring people, but it may come across distant or cold because there's not a lot of emotion that you see from them. They may put a lot of emotion into their actions when it comes to working to make sure that their loved ones are stable, but a lot of times they replace their emotion with physical things. And then when they care for the people in their lives, they may not take care of them emotionally. So they replace that emotional comfort with physical things and security. So this is like a father archetype. This is an authority archetype, okay? Capricorn moons is like a traditional conservative father archetype. They may not come to you and express, listen, I love you so much and I'll do anything for you. But they replace that emotional connection with actions and physical things. So they may work their ass off to prove to you that they love you. They may buy you things they may give you their time also, okay? Instead of actually telling you that they love you, they may do things to show that they love you, okay? But with some signs, they just want to hear that sometimes. So Capricorn moons, learn how to express love more, like emotionally, not even physically. Because you can do everything you want to prove to somebody that you love them. But if you don't make them feel that, if you don't make them feel that love, they won't feel it, okay? It's not going to connect. So Capricorn moons, learn how to emotionally connect more, okay? You're very good at showing love. Words of affirmation, y'all could be better at that. It's just with Capricorns, they see emotions as like icky sometimes. They don't know how to like be emotional like that. But Capricorns are very Capricorn moons are very caring people. It's just you have to learn how they show that love, okay? These people are natural providers. They will give you the shirt off of their back. Very caring people, okay? Going back to what I said, they give you physical actions to prove their love. So they would do anything for you. They would give you all their money. They will give you their car, their resources, okay? That's the big thing when it comes to Capricorn moons. They will give you everything, but emotionally, they might not give you as much because within themselves, it's hard for them to connect to their emotions, okay? And it reflects, it shows in their life. But, work with these people, all right? Capricorn moons are great people. They are the natural entrepreneurs, the natural workhorses. These people can almost outwork anybody, and they almost love that. They love competition. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, all right? So Mars is at its highest point. And then when you have that in your moon sign, if you're a Capricorn moon, your emotions are going to be tailored around motivation, discipline, deep passion, deep willpower, deep desire, okay? So a lot of times these people really need to work out or partake in physical activities to get that physical energy out. They may not be as creative as other moon signs, but they have a lot of physical energy. They may not have like a lot of emotional or intellectual energy, but it is physical, okay? So you need to do things to get that energy out. But yeah, honestly, I really like Capricorn moons. These people are all about self-preservation, self-reliance. They don't like relying on people. They don't like asking for help. You can get like really stubborn sometimes because Capricorn is like so headstrong and so head first, almost like an Aries. So they may disregard other people's feelings also. That's a negative thing also. Capricorn moons, they disregard the emotional aspect and they focus on what makes sense. So if you're a Capricorn moon, when people come to you with emotional problems, don't try to make sense of it. It's not going to really make sense. You're going to aggravate yourself and you're going to make the other person feel unseen when it comes to emotional confrontation. When somebody comes to you emotionally, respond emotionally. Don't respond intellectually. Don't respond with practical shit that makes sense, okay? Respond emotionally, all right? So if your girlfriend comes to you and says, you know what? Sometimes I feel unseen in a relationship. You being a Capricorn moon, you might say, listen, I do everything I can to make you feel seen. I do this, that, and the third. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense why you feel like that. When in reality, you need to hit their emotions first. Don't fuck the intellectualization and practical making sense of emotional shit. You can't do that, bro. That's two different worlds. So if you're a Capricorn moon, you might want to reply, listen, I'm sorry you feel like that. How does that make you feel? What makes you feel like that? Why do you feel like that? How can I make you feel seen? Okay? Very simple, but Capricorn moons is very complicated. It's very simple, but it's also very hard, okay? So I understand you, Capricorn moons. I really understand you, okay? It can be hard to tap into your emotions sometimes, but you got it. Honestly, when a Capricorn sets their focus and their drive on a goal, they will accomplish it. Like, it's no ifs, ands, or buts. If a Capricorn moon really wants to do something in their life, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time also. That's another thing. Time. Time is a very, very important thing when it comes to Capricorn moons. These people are very time orientated because Saturn rules karma. It rules time, boundaries, restrictions, limitations. So these people like being on time for everything. These people like having set schedules. And then it gets to the point where they try to schedule their emotions. They try to boss their emotions around. So it's like, no, I don't want to feel like this right now. I'm going to feel like this. And sometimes when you're dealing with emotions, a lot of times, or sometimes, you don't really have control like that. Capricorn moons try to control their emotions a lot. And then that's just going to create more chaos and more friction, okay? So Capricorn moons, don't try to control how you feel. Just actually feel how you feel, okay? Capricorn moons, feel how you feel. Don't try to intellectualize it. Don't try to make sense of it. Don't try to practicalize it. Don't try to make it into a discipline, routine structure. Actually feel it, okay? Sit with it. Sit with your emotions. Capricorn moons anyway, they don't really sit with their emotions like that. They may feel something and then try to act on it or make it make sense or make a discipline about it. Like, bro, sometimes just feel, just receive emotions and feel, okay? But all in all, I love Capricorn moons, okay? These people can be very reserved, very guarded also. They may be very bossy, okay? They may have a lot of authority issues. They don't like being told what to do like that, but they love to be the boss, okay? So they also can have power and control issues. They don't like receiving orders, but they like giving them. They like telling people what to do, all right? And honestly, that shit gets on my nerves. I don't like that shit, bro. Don't tell me what to do, because I'm a Capricorn sun and Mercury. So I understand how y'all think and shit. Yeah, these people are like the parents of the group. So if you guys go out, this will be that one person that's the DD for everybody. That's the designated driver. If y'all go out to a club or some shit, they will make sure that they don't drink just to watch over the friend group. I also like that, okay? Capricorn moons are like parents of the friend group. They like having a parental role over people, not necessarily from like a control point of view, but because they feel like they know best. These are like almost the best parents when it comes to like earthly knowledge and directing people on where to go, but they can fall short when it comes to the emotional aspect and making people feel connected, okay? These people have a lot of the answers. These people are very smart, very intelligent, okay? They can climb up any workplace structure that they're in, even if it's an entrepreneurial place, okay? These people are very smart, very intellectual, very hyper smart, bro. These people are very smart, but emotionally, they may not be able to connect you like that. But when they get older, and that's another thing I want to touch on too, Capricorn energy tends to age backwards. So like I said earlier, you may feel like you had to be the parent growing up, or like you had to have too many responsibilities. But as you get older, it's like you'll start to look younger. You'll start to feel younger. You'll start to take actions out of freedom instead of responsibility, okay? So that's also a very interesting thing with Capricorn energy and Capricorn moons that I've noticed. But yeah, honestly, these people are like the big kids at heart. But okay, look, I got a great analogy. These people are like the older siblings, but they got to act like parents. So they didn't have room to be kids when they were actually kids, okay? If you're a Capricorn moon or a Capricorn sun, I know you understand that shit. I know you understand what I'm saying. It's like, this may even play out physically for you in your life, bro. So listen, you feel like, or you play the archetype of being the older sibling that didn't get a chance to actually be a kid because they had to be a parent when they shouldn't have been a parent. Ooh, that's gonna hit some of y'all, okay? So yeah, y'all never really got the chance to be a kid because y'all had to parent yourselves, or y'all had to parent somebody else, or you had to parent your own parent. It's bonkers, bro. It's weird. It's crazy. But I feel y'all on that because I'm a Capricorn sun sign, all right? But as you get older, you'll start to understand the value of actually being a kid, saying fuck responsibilities, saying fuck discipline and shit, and just go out and being a kid. And that sounds negative because of the world that we live in and the hyperfixation on discipline and shit and rules and boundaries and restrictions. But as you get older, letting your inner child out more and just having fun will be absolutely pivotal, okay? And I'm going to end it off right there. So that is Capricorn moons in a nutshell.